This video explains the export ribbon that features two principles of passing on information to other software. The first option is to export new point cloud files that are based on the computed registration parameters in Scantra. The second option updates existing project files or point cloud files with new registration parameters and is hence a very efficient method since no new files are being written. Clicking the arrow icon will initiate the export respectively update of files. By clicking the highlighted icon in the export selection group box, a drop-down menu appears that contains several exchange formats such as E57 or the OpenScan Tools format TLS. After a selection was made, additional group boxes appear. The location group box is used to specify the target directory for the exported files. Furthermore, it can be decided whether the selected stations or groups will be exported to multiple files or only one file. If exporting to multiple files, each of these files is given a name in the form of prefix, followed by a station or group identifier, and finally completed by the format suffix, e.g. test1 station 33.e57, or in the case of exporting by group, test1 floor 4.e57. If only one file should be exported, the file name is directly given filename.format, e.g. project5.e57. Entities can be grouped by different criteria, namely stations and groups. Grouping by stations. In the case of multiple files, a file is created for each station. In the case of one file, a separate scan is created within this file for each station. Organizing export via groups. In case of multiple files, a file is created for each group. In the case of one file, a separate scan is created for each group within this file. Point clouds can be sampled by two different approaches. If voxel sampling has been chosen, then the object space is divided into voxels with definable voxel size. For each voxel, exactly the point closest to the voxel center is exported. The measuring range specifies the width of a spatial buffer around the origin of a scanner's coordinate system. Points outside this buffer are not exported. Activating the histogram equalization causes a contrast enhancement of the intensity values over all exported points. By subsampling a point cloud, a subset of all points is exported regardless of their spatial distribution. A sampling rate of 1 means that all points of the original dataset are exported, while a sampling rate of 3 means that every third point is exported, etc. By clicking the highlighted icon, a drop-down menu with several options to export or update registration parameters is shown. Using this strategy will not export the point clouds, but will update the registration parameters of the selected stations within point clouds or project files. Alternatively, orientation files are exported that contain the registration parameters for individual scans, which can be imported in other software. A prominent example are RMX files that can be used to update a Trimble RealWorks project. The option into Scan Header writes the registration parameters into existing point cloud files, which is significantly more effective than exporting point clouds. Note that it is required to either close Scantra or disconnect the related Pharaoh Scene project once the entry into Scene project was chosen. After this step was activated, a so-called revision will be created that e.g. Pharaoh Scene considers.